The last year of my 30s, it has been somewhat of a whirlwind, much like my 20s were. Time has seemed to just zip by. However, I will say my 30s, I've been hand in hand with her, okay? And we have gone on this journey and it has been deep. There have been so many peaks, so many valleys, so many learning curves, and there is no way I would have gotten here had it not been everything that I've gone through in my 20s that led me and prepared me for what I was to endure and anticipate and experience in my 30s. Your 30s are a time to really start figuring out the very outer layers of who you truly are. Because I believe that you really don't start tapping into who you are, the depths and the lovely buttery center of who you are until you get into your 40s, 50s, even 60s, right? Those are times when you really have adopted a mindset and an ideology to not care about what anybody has to say about you. I mean, nobody. But before we get there, typically most of us have to kind of go through a shedding process and a process of, again, learning ourselves and really coming into contact with who we really are. Not who the world says we are, but who we genuinely are, who we were born to be. So what I want to do today is give some game that I wish someone would have given me when I was in my 30s. One of the first things I will say is I wish someone would have told me to prioritize relationships. Romantic relationships, friend relationships, parental, brother and sister, sibling relationships, family dynamic relationships, even business relationships, job relationships. Relationships are everything. As important it is, especially I think in your 20s to, it's all about me. I'm out here, I'm popping, I look good, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm just going, right? When you get into your 30s, you will begin to see that the people that you have immediately around you are going to be very indicative of where you find yourself in life. If you have a tribe of people that you have chosen or that you've been born into, your family, if you have people around you that, if not completely subscribe to the same mindset as you, if they love you enough and they want to see you win enough, and they are not completely damaged to the point that they would try to derail your progress or you being able to attain or achieve something because of their fear, their past trauma, their issues. If they can still love on you and be in a somewhat healthy state of mind, these are the people that are going to propel you forward and get you where it is that you would like to go in life. Your goals, your ambitions, your dreams that you have, you will be able to really start to see those things flourish in your 30s if you have a tight circle around you. If you have a solid relationship, if you have somebody that's around you that is a fan of you, that loves you, that believes in you, that wants to see you win. If you have a man or a woman around you that, inspires that and makes you feel that genuinely, you are going to be way ahead of the game in being able to tackle life's challenges on your way to getting where it is that you want to go. Same with friends and even with business partnerships, as I was saying, just focusing on relationships and building solid relationships. If you are building solid relationships with people that are on the horizon of doing big things, and even if it doesn't make sense for a business relationship to take full shape in your early 30s or, as you're still building your own career, this may be something that you may be able to bring into fruition later down the line. But because of those seeds that you've planted and because you've fostered healthy relationships, you haven't, created any bad blood with certain people and you've left a positive impact on them in some type of way just based on having healthy relationship dynamics with them, that is going to be a really good sign for where you see yourself at the end of your 30s going into your 40s. So relationships as a whole are very important as it pertains to romantic relationships, which is pretty much the premise of this platform. We talk a lot about love and relationship dynamics and leading into marriage and stronger bonds and unions. Those relationships are really important to prioritize in your 30s. I would even say I might prioritize those in your 20s. And the general consensus for American culture currently and has been for quite some time, is for women, especially Black women. I don't know if it goes, cross-culturally to other cultures. It may be different. For Black women, or women of color, a lot of it is, get your education first, settle up your career first, establish yourself, buy a home. There's so many different things that we are taught to do from the standpoint of being an independent woman, which is not a bad thing, I must say. But, we have been taught to embrace a lot of that independence and focus our energies towards that. And because, all you gotta do is give a Black woman a plan and we gonna figure it out. Many of us get to that threshold without much of a struggle. Or maybe there are some struggles. We make it happen and we get it done. There's no excuses. We end up getting the bag, we get the money, we get the jobs, we get the career, we get the house, we get the car, we get the infrastructure to set up whatever kind of life that we want, of peace or ease or vacations or, just living a life of luxury, if that's what it is that we really, really want, which a lot of us do. So it's no problem getting there. But when you talk about, prioritize getting a man first, some of the older ladies of our generation, our mothers, our aunties, our grandmas, maybe not grandmas, but the grandmas are younger now, but you know what I mean. A lot of the women that we have in our communities and networks will tell us those things, push getting an education and all that first, but many of them have done that. And some of them have come to the table more honest in today's time, especially with the internet and, being able to talk to younger generations and kind of give game. And a lot of them have said, I wish I would have prioritized relationship earlier than 40 or 50. Now I have this amazing dream home. I have the cars, I have the 401ks, I have the accounts. I have all of these things, but I have nobody in this house to fill it up with joy and laughter, and we try to do it in the reverse. So who's ultimately responsible for that is probably a different conversation. There are probably a lot of systematic things that exist that cause us to think that our education and a lot of these social mechanics are more important than the relationships that we cultivate for ourselves. But I'm here to tell you, going into my 40s and having a full run of my 30s, prioritize a relationship. If someone is interested in you and someone is showing genuine interest, not the fake food, because at 30 something you should know, okay? Genuine interest meaning that person is calling you to set up times to see you, not at night, but in the daytime, okay? This is somebody that is willing to make themselves available to you when they may not, have the time, right? Maybe they are trying to finish school themselves. Maybe they work. Maybe they have kids. I don't judge. Maybe, this is about that time and about that age. You may be dealing with somebody that has kids already. They may have other things to do. But if they are carving out time in their schedule to spend with you and to invest in you, that is a really good sign. You need to be pursuing those types of gentlemen that are going in a direction and a path of promise, okay? Somebody that has ambitions, that has goals. This has nothing to do with his bank account, although if he does have a couple of dollars, okay? Nothing wrong with that, all right? But there are studies that show that most men don't hit their financial stride until well into their 40s or beyond. So if a man has not arrived to where you think he should be or whatever, don't get hung up on that. If a man has ambition and promise and plans and dreams and he's passionate about it and he talks about it to you and he's researching it and you see him spending his time investing into whatever that thing is, that's a really good sign. These are the men that you should be giving your time and attention to. Okay, these are the men that you should be investing in. Do not get caught up in the hype and feel like you have unlimited amounts of time to find who it is that you're supposed to find. That is not the right game. That is not the right information, okay? While you have bargaining chips to play, and this is a little bit of an exchange game, okay? Because a lot of women end up crapping out later when because they don't really have the chips to play in the arena of dating and relationships. And not only do they not have the social chips to play, which would be for many women, our aesthetic, how we look, what we come with, our baggage, right? A lot of those things. Again, this is a different video. I don't want to get too far, of course. Maybe we can circle back on some of those topics, but it's also the mindset that you're coming into the situation with, what you've done as far as your self-work. And a lot of women haven't really gone on that journey, but in fact have become more jaded as they've gotten older because they've been through so many toxic relationships and bad situations in relationships. So what I am saying to you very plainly is prioritize getting a man, girl, okay? Prioritize getting a man that loves you, that cares about you, that wants to see you win, that inspires you, that is there for you in times that are, and another reason why you want to find a relationship as early as you can is because you need to see who was battle tested and who was not. You don't want to be, later in your 30s and stuff like that, and maybe you're meeting somebody and you're thinking, oh, this person is the one and this and that, and okay, you enter a relationship with them and you guys go through the process. There's no way to shortchange the process of relationship. You will be tested with life's challenges together. You will see parts of this person that you did not know existed as their layers and their masks begin to come off. Biologically, when it comes time to having children and stuff like that, you are pushing yourself closer and closer to the cutoff point. And if you don't have to do that, which many of us don't, it's a choice that some of us make based on our priorities. This is why I'm telling you, prioritize relationship. You finding a man that you can put some time into to figure out whether or not he's that man or not is important. Because if you need to pull out and you need to kind of pivot and make a different choice, you don't really want to be doing that in the later part of your 30s or your 40s or your 50s or even later, I've seen. You don't want to be in that situation, okay? So prioritize relationships, prioritize getting good people around you, vetting them properly, and then weeding through those people and get rid of the ones that are not serving you or adding to your life. So something else I wish I would have gotten some game on in my early mid-30s is I wish somebody would have given me some more information about friendship breakups. Ooh, for any of us that have been through friendship breakups, they are just as, and in some cases, if not more devastating than what might be a romantic relationship. Friendships become very intimate. Friendships are our chosen sister circles or brother circles. Friendships are very deep. And when you are growing, okay, in your 30s, you're going to be experiencing so much change. So many different things are going to be happening. And I will interject at this point too, because we do give some astrology game here as well. I always implore all of the people that listen to me, please go get your birth chart done. Please. I don't care if you're Christian, Catholic, Buddhist, Muslim, non-denominational, atheist, okay? I don't judge whatever it is that you subscribe to as far as how we got here, because don't nobody really know the truth anyway. That's a whole nother video. But whatever it is that you believe, I support it. I love you, no problem. The birth chart is really going to give you some information about who you are, okay? This is nothing you have to subscribe to. This is not voodoo. This is not witchcraft, okay? This is a way for you to get more in touch with you. It has nothing to do with anybody else but you. But what your birth chart and what astro science is going to teach you is, there's this thing called Saturn return. You can look it up, see, what does Saturn return mean? What is a Saturn return? It's gonna tell you exactly what that is. At the age of about 29, 30, I think maybe even 31, but I really feel like it's like 29, 30, you are, meaning us as individuals, each person, is set to experience a very harsh shift in life. There could be many things that happen to you that kind of rock your world, shake your world. There can be relationship breakups. There could be deaths. God forbid. There could be job loss. There could be financial loss. There could be strife and just complications and complexities. All of those things are said to happen every 30 years of everyone's life that is living on this planet, depending specifically on the day you were born and the time that you were born. So please get your birth chart done, because the reason why I preface with that, or I interject that, is because, you know, 30s, you go through a lot of changes. There are a lot of changes that you are going to experience in your 30s. And as you're going on this journey of self-discovery and exploration, sometimes the people that you grew up with, your friends, they're going to be changing and going on their own journeys as well. And there are going to be times when those paths do not align. And that can be very jarring and upsetting for a lot of people, because we feel like we're supposed to be on the same track at the same time for the rest of our lives. And that's really not how this works. We are on our own individual journeys. And so without the knowledge of, again, having game of, hey, this is something that you should expect. There might be some issues with, you know, maintaining friendships or relationships, because as you're learning yourself, you know, certain things that you thought was cool may not be cool. There might be a certain type of way that someone is moving that you don't really like. You're starting to become aware of your own triggers from past traumas, childhood things. You're seeing certain things in people that there's going to be those kind of things happening. And if you're not really aware and you're not really expecting and anticipating that, it can completely throw you off. And many times friendships do have to take breaks from each other, and some of them are able to reconcile and find their way back to each other, and some of them are not. And I think those that are not may not be meant to be, just like any other romantic relationship, but some of them may be getting cut short because you didn't get the information in the game from Auntie Fallon or whoever, letting you know that this is normal. You and your friends not seeing eye to eye, your friend getting on your nerves, y'all having different viewpoints, you know, you having more stronger convictions that are separate from your friends. When you're young, you and your friends got all the same interests, y'all like the same boys, you like the same clothes, you like the same music, you go to the same places, you wear your hair the same way, everything is, you know, and that's just a natural part of development. But as you age and get older, you do become more evolved into who you were born to be. And that may not be in strong alignment with the people that you've grown up with or have had friendships with for a substantial amount of time. So anticipate that, understand that, have grace and love for one another. Try your best not to judge. I wish somebody would have told me that in my 30s. Stop judging everybody. Judge yourself. Judge yourself, okay? I really want y'all to hear me on that. Judge yourself. And if somebody does not align or resonate with where you are in your life based on whatever, you have the license to remove yourself from that relationship. But you do not have the authority, the God authority. We do not have the authority to try to change anybody. We don't have the authority to tell somebody what they need to do to fix themselves unless they ask you. You don't have the license to do any of those things. The only thing that you have control over is you. So focus on your growth, focus on your healing, focus on your journey. And if you have friendships that do not align with where you're going and you feel like they are detracting from what it is that you're trying to accomplish or achieve, then it may be time to cut the cord, okay? Otherwise, have grace, compassion, and love, because you will definitely and surely need that love and compassion someday, okay? So we won't make it super long. I'll get into one more thing that I wish someone would have told me when I was in my 30s. Slow down, okay? If I can put an effect on that, I might or I might not. But slow down. Who told you that this was a rat race? Who told you that a lot of you all are so damn bold and confident in your dreams and your goals and making stuff happen, and you don't take no for an answer, and you get stuff done, and you actually put points on the board. I applaud you for that. I think that is so ill. I think that is so dope. But in tandem with that, there is so much pressure that you all put on yourselves to have it all figured out, to be a $1 million business, you know, overnight, okay? To have no real failures or falls on your face in, you know, business, relationships, or whatever. You don't really give yourself room to be human, to learn, to grow, to be a student of the game. Everything is just about achieving and producing and producing and producing. And, you know, you have to really understand that you are missing some very valuable time when you're doing that. There are tons of memes and stuff that you can find where they talk about, there's like lists of all of these very influential, affluent, and successful people that have achieved great things, but not until they were 39, 40, 50, even 60. I'm not saying that you have to wait that long if that's not in the cards for you. Do what you feel is in your heart, but understand while you're on the grind, do not forget to live and to experience the current and present moment. You will miss it. If you do not, you will miss it. And what is it that you should be doing, right, when you're being present? You want to be present for your family. We're about to run into the holidays, one of my favorite times of year. Every single moment of that, savor it. Savor those holidays with your family. Savor the little cute little outfit you buy for your dog every year for Christmas when you buy him the little elf thing and you take his pictures or her pictures and stuff. Those little moments when you feel that crisp change of air, when the seasons change from summer to fall, fall to winter, all right? When you see the leaves changing, when you are able to get your pumpkin spice latte with whipped cinnamon and a little nutmeg, you know, savor those. Those are the things in life that really matter. You know, that phone call from your friend when you guys were able to laugh about that inside joke that only you guys know about. Making time to have dinner with your parents if they're still living. If your parents are still on this earth and you have an opportunity to spend time with them, because I do know that some of us are in the midst of relationships with our parents that may not be completely healed. We have baggage there. There could be things going on there. I understand. I already know. But if you can, make time to sit and have lunch or dinner with your parents. Talk to them. Ask them questions. Spend time with your siblings, like family. Again, going back to the first point, relationships, right? Be present and be present within yourself, in your own body, and understanding the changes that your body is going through. As we go into our 30s, our bodies do change, okay? You are gonna get a little more tired, all right? You wanna make sure you're staying active. You wanna make sure that you're eating the right foods. I remember in my 30s, I had a very severe gut imbalance that caused my entire body to flare up. I had stuff all over my face, all over my skin because my gut was imbalanced because, you know, I didn't have a healed gut. I had what was called leaky gut, okay? Not cute, not fun. The stuff that you used to eat, the things that you used to do, it don't be cracking like that no more. You do have to start being a little more regimented with how you take care of yourself. So, you know, being present within your own body to understand, hey, I'm not feeling my best today. You know, I don't look like me. You know, I'm losing hair, I'm losing weight, I'm gaining weight. You have to start paying attention and being present. You know, this energy that I'm feeling when I'm around this person is not right. The feeling that I have going into work every day, I don't think this is where I'm supposed to be. You need to be present. Don't let yourself get into the hustle, bustle, shuffle of what life is or what they tell you you're supposed to be doing before you get to 40 or before you get to, don't buy any of that hype. You are going to find your way. You are going to make good on all of the promises that you've made to yourself, and things are going to work out exactly as they're supposed to. Yes, we have free will, but we are not the ultimate decision makers. And I don't know what y'all believe in, but you know, it's clear. Whatever you believe in, we don't control as much as we think we do. If we did, many of our lives would look a lot different, okay? So as we exercise our free will to try to put ourselves in positions that make us happy and feel fulfilled, understand that there are other dynamics at work, okay? So you might as well just at some point enjoy the ride, relax into that, and really experience life as it's supposed to be experienced while we're still here, because you know, none of this is promised and it can change at any minute. So just be aware and keep that in mind. Okay, you guys, thank you for joining me for another episode. This was amazing game that I wish I would have gotten while I was in my 30s, last year of my 30s. Birthday is on October 28th. If y'all want to drop your girl a little cash app or a little something, I will drop that and leave that in the description box of this video. I will be doing a very dope series, okay, coming into the last year of my 30s. I'll probably do a video on that starting next month, okay? So stay tuned for that. Make sure that you are tapping in, subscribing, leaving your comments, letting me know what resonates, becoming a part of our community, so that way you know when I drop that new content. It's gonna be really exciting. It'll kind of be a documentation of the last year of my 30s, and I cannot wait to go on that journey with you as well. Hope this touched you in some way, and make sure to share this with a friend, all right? I love you guys, and I will see you next week, hopefully. Peace.